been a minute. It's been a minute since we recorded. Welcome to another exciting episode of Simon Says Wrestling. I don't know how exciting this episode's gonna be because we're gonna probably be covering some of the most uncomfortable topics to be covering at this point in time in the WWE. This is obviously in light of the WWE Unreal documentary being released, obviously streaming on Netflix and all platforms. I think it's on Peacock as well. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, and let's grow the community and let's continue to speak more wrestling. So I don't know. It's been a tough 3 weeks for me. Nothing hectic, like nothing crazy. It's just like being a WWE fan at this point in time is very, very hard. A lot of realizations, a lot of moments where you start to realize that the business might not be going into the direction that we thought it could be going into. And it's just a sobering thought to think that we're turning into a commercial business. We're turning into a business that accommodates each and every single person. I found myself watching the documentary and asking myself, asking myself, was it us, the fans, that was wrong for voicing out everything that was wrong with WWE at the time? Were we too critical on everything that's happening in the WWE at this point in time for them to want to attract a new audience? Were we not enough? Did we not cheer the superstars, the business itself, loudly enough for it to be a huge business as to where it is today? Is it our fault that we became online critics and we became sort of voices of how to shape the direction of the WWE? Did we become too spoiled in thinking that every single little thing that we thought would happen should happen? Is it wrong for our favorite superstars to lose a match? Is it wrong for a competitor who we believe is supposed to be at the top and is not at the top, and we voice our disappointment or disapproval of the way that they're being booked, the way that they're being handled by the company? Is it wrong that they would want to try to attract a new fan base? And for me, the one trend that I've noticed with trying to attract a new fan base is that a lot of these new fans don't stand for anything. They just go with what's hot at the point in time. And I would never in any way shut out anyone from experiencing WWE the way that we have been experiencing growing up with it, understanding storylines, going through the Attitude Era into the new era that we're in. But sometimes I feel like we are, in a way, undressing the beauty of what WWE is. WWE Unreal was a it was basically a look into how things are done. It was unmasking every aspect of everything. As a new fan watching WWE Unreal, you might even get the sense that, oh, okay, so these people actually love each other. They respect each other. They're actually friends. It takes away from the kayfabe of everything. It takes away so much kayfabe. And I know kayfabe has been dead for a while now. I know kayfabe has been so ignored. It has been so overlooked for the past couple of years. But with this documentary, I think what it managed to achieve was the fact that it stripped WWE to its core and showed everyone how everything works. And for me, that cannot in any way be respected or admired. As a long time WWE fan, I've known that these people are friends. I've known that these people behind the scenes probably hang out together, grab beers together, and it's a good thing. But they didn't put it on camera for everyone else to see. That's why it brought in that sense of curiosity. And as I've said, it's a business. They are more about profits, arena seats being filled with butts, and just it's become so reactive. For me, it's becoming so reactive, and I think this documentary did more harm than it did good for the product. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be just someone who would have preferred to have his wrestling not unmasked the way that they just unmasked it now. And it was just so cringe to watch everything. It was even hard to appreciate the beauty of everything that goes into putting in a show. Because obviously we do know there's a lot of things that go into the show. Obviously the stage planning, the cameras, the referees, the writers, it just takes away so much from everything. And I don't know, maybe you had a different experience from what you were watching, but it strips the company and the business so much. It almost takes us back instead of going forward. We're trying to accommodate for a society that some point laughed at us for being wrestling fans. Why are we trying to then bring them into our world? There were literally people that would be laughing. I remember this, it's like in high school. Even still today, people will ask you, you're this older, you're still talking about wrestling. You know that stuff is fake. You know that stuff is pre planned. Why are we trying to accommodate those people to like what we love? For so long, they've been watching from outside, laughing at us. Now that the company is where it's at, instead of keeping it to its own lane and growing the way that it's always been growing, we are trying to accommodate for those people. Where were these people when where was Cardi B when all of this started? Where was Drewski when all of this started? Where was Jelly Roll? And huge shout out to Jelly Roll and the performance that he put on. But I'm overseeing people leech themselves onto this product to make themselves bigger. This product itself is big enough to sustain itself with the superstars that it has in that locker room. We do not need outside interference. These people have been laughing at us. They haven't even acknowledged the wrestling. There is fans in baseball, there's fans in hockey, there's fans in soccer, there's who've celebrated. Yes, I don't mind seeing them in attendance, but let's just leave them in attendance. There's no need for them to be in a situation where they're inside the ring. Huge props to Jelly Roll, huge props to Logan Paul, who have put themselves on the line and made it very, very clear that they want to be part of the sport. But at the end of the day, let it be that they are just celebrities. And from this point on forward, I don't think we can even refer to Logan Paul as a celebrity. Logan Paul at this point in time is a wrestler. He's a guy who's working on his craft to better himself outside of the ring and inside of the ring. So for me personally, I think instead of booking Jelly Roll and Randy Orton up against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul, let's book Randy Orton and Carmelo Hayes. Give him that TV time. Let's book LA Knight. Let's book more superstars who we feel. Let's put some Aleister Black on there. Our truth has disappeared. It hasn't even been 3 months since we had an uproar, since we had this whole huge commotion on bringing our truth back. He's back. Nothing's been done with him. Let's focus on the superstars. Let's grow the brand with the superstars. If anybody wants to attach themselves to the WWE, let it be that it's going to be either on a full-time basis or on a part-time contract where they put the WWE first. We're not going to be a stepping stone for people to get bigger. We've like this company has worked its ass off to become to what it is today, for people to just be coming in because they are the highest streamer. They are like, even ever since I Show Speed has been in the Royal Rumble, has he promoted any event? Has he published? Has he even published or said anything besides from him being in that Royal Rumble? Has Kai Cenat said anything about WWE ever since? I do not understand what it is with the WWE at this point in time trying to attach people that have no business being attached in it. The other thing that I also wanted to touch on is the issue with Trevor Scott. Now that they've had a falling out with Trevor Scott, we are supposed to hate Trevor Scott and go against him. Why are we going against Trevor Scott? They're the ones that brought him in. They're the ones that shoved Travis Scott in our faces. Now we're supposed to say, oh, you know what? Boo Travis Scott because he's not good in the ring. Who in their right mind would have thought that Travis Scott was going to be right in the ring? Who actually sat in their chair and was like, oh, damn, Travis Scott might actually hit one of the best moonsaults that could actually end the match or anything like. He couldn't even land a right punch on Cody Rhodes. Ended up hitting and giving him a black eye. So who would have thought that, hey, you know what? Travis Scott is the one. I sure didn't see it. I don't think anybody else saw it. So now that they've had a falling out with Travis Scott, we as the fans must now back the company and say, hey, you know what? Boo Travis Scott and fuck him, let it go out of the arena. We don't want him here anymore. It's not going to work that way. WWE, TKO, you're the ones that hired Travis Scott to be in the ring. We rebelled against it. And you said, you know what? We don't care what you think. He's going to go into training. Because he couldn't train, now we're supposed to boo Travis Scott. Nobody wanted Travis Scott in the ring to begin with. You guys, wherever it was that bold fraud Dwayne The Rock Johnson who decided that he should have Travis Scott, or whether it was one of the TKO members that basically wrote it in and said, we need star power in this. We're not, I'm not going to boo Travis Scott. I never liked him. I never liked the idea of him being in there, but I'm not going to hate him because now he had a falling out with the WWE. It's the WWE's fault for letting him into the company to begin with. So with celebrities, it's okay, guys. It's okay. We get it. There's a lot of celebrities that you're attached to. There's a lot of brands. Let these people promote this. I hate the fact that these people promote it for the week that it's happening. 2 months down the line, when there's a clash at the, is Cardi B gonna be posting about it? Is Kai Cenat gonna be? Is Kai Cenat even talking about wrestling at this point in time? Is iShowSpeed even talking about wrestling at this point? No, they're not. They had their 15 minutes of fame. They got their brands bigger, and they left. They took a piece of the cake, the biggest cake in sports entertainment right now, which is the WWE. They took their piece and left. Why are we not taking this cake and sharing it with the in-ring talent that we already have? Let's leave the celebrities alone. I'm begging off of the WWE. I know they probably don't watch my videos. I don't know how this video is going to get to them, but it's okay now. We get it. We don't need any more hip-hop stars. They can be in the crowds. It's fine. I get it. They're in attendance. They probably supported the business to get. They're probably even getting free tickets at this point in time. Let's leave the celebrities. Let's leave them for maybe one event in the year. Please, can we keep the ring sacred? Can we keep the ring to make superstars in? We don't need people coming from the outside going in. We need people on the inside going outside to broaden the talent. Imagine what an LA Knight could have done with the spot that Jelly Roll had this week. Imagine what a Carmelo Hayes could have done. Imagine what a Alistair Black. Imagine what R-Truth. Imagine what people like. I haven't seen Los Gazas in a while. I think they're in AAA. But at the end of the day, they are WWE superstars. So they need that limelight. They need that shine to grow. It's the biggest event of the summer. Why do you not have your talent going in? If needs be, have a Royal Rumble with all the superstars that don't get TV time to fight for 15 minutes of TV time every week. Like at this point in time, that's what I'm actually starting to think is a better idea than having these celebrities. Shout out to the celebrities that are putting their bodies on the line for the love of the game, but we need to grow our in-ring talent. The other thing I wanted to cover, obviously today being Sunday, night one of Summerslam has already taken place. Seth Rollins is the new world heavyweight champion. Now, Seth Rollins being the new world heavyweight champion, like Michael Cole said, it's the rules of the century. A big shout out to the creative from Seth Rollins, Triple H, or whoever orchestrated this whole thing to have Seth Rollins obviously fake an injury. But how many of these are we going to need to actually sustain a show? How many ruses are we going to need to obviously try and make it interesting for every week in, week out? It was a great moment. It's as great as the cash-in of the century at WrestleMania. It's a great moment for the heist. It's the rules of the century now. But are we going to have to resort to always trying to lie about the status of wrestlers just so we can get a reaction from the WWE universe? And it works now. Will it continue to work going forward? That's what it is now. That's all I'm worried about. I'm worried about, do we have to resort to these sort of tactics to try and get a reaction from the WWE and the so-called new WWE fans. And for me, it's worrisome. I love it that Seth Rollins is still sticking to the character of the architect, and this is something that he would have thought of, and he like that best suits his character. But how many more are we gonna have to have moments that up until to the stage where we go, oh yeah, no, he might be injured, he might not be injured, he might be coming back next week, he might be coming back 2 weeks from now to obviously at this point in time prolong the story. So I just want to know how many more moments like these are we gonna need to have to then start saying, "Oh, this is predictable now." Big shout out to Seth Rollins. Huge shout out to CM Punk and Gunther who had a match, and it seems like Gunther has been made into a transitional champion for this point in time. I think there's a medical issue that he might have had going into this match for him to be losing that match, which sucks because um, at the end of the day, he didn't get to defend that title as many times as I thought it would be. And obviously CM Punk has a story with Seth Rollins going forward, so we'll see how all of that goes. The other thing I wanted to address was Hulk Hogan. Um, yeah, probably gonna catch a lot of heat for this one, but gives a fuck. For some reason, he's been thanked for what the WWE is today. And it irks me. It irks me for the fact that the success of this company is one placed on one person. The WWE or the WWF isn't what it is today because of Hulk Hogan. Don't get it twisted. Hulk Hogan is who he is today because of the WWF and the WWE. Before you stop the video and you change it. Hulk Hogan didn't make the WWF. The WWF made Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is a character that is portrayed in WWF and in WWE. So with that being said, it's not because of Hulk Hogan that the business is where it's at. That for me is an insult. That for me is an insult to the business and everything that has been put into putting the company where it is today. That's an insult to the fans. That's an insult to the creative team. That's an insult to whoever came up with the concept of the character of Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan became as big as he is because he was in the WWF. Hulk Hogan didn't start off as some big TV star who had major roles, who had great endorsements, who was in advertisements, who was in big news and big articles. No, he started off as a WWE superstar. Not a great wrestler, don't get me wrong. And yes, you've already guessed that this is personal for me because he's a racist. Terry, Terry, the man that portrays Hulk Hogan, is racist. Hulk Hogan is not racist. Hulk Hogan is a great American. He embodies everything that is America. You get what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with Hulk Hogan. I have a problem with Hulk Hogan being placed as the one big thing that made WWE into what it is or WWF into what it was. No, WWF made Hulk Hogan. So at the end of the day, till this day, they're trying to push the narrative that Hulk Hogan, the business wouldn't be where it was today if there was no Hulk Hogan. Business would have been exactly where it is without Hulk Hogan. It hasn't been, we haven't even had a Hulk Hogan in the past 20 years. The business has been booming better and bigger than ever. It needed Hulk Hogan to come out from wherever he was, thinking that he was the best, to come in and try to get relevance once again. And I'm sure I'm not wording it right, but at the end of the day, Hulk Hogan didn't make the business. The business made Hulk Hogan. The same way, tomorrow you're not gonna have a moment where, and I'm pretty sure he'll probably do this somewhere into the future, the ball fraud Dwayne The Rock Johnson will say that he elevated WWE to certain heights. Dwayne The Rock Johnson doesn't become Dwayne The Rock Johnson if he's not in the WWE, if he's not a wrestler, if it hasn't put his whole career in that ring. He doesn't become Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He doesn't get the attraction from Hollywood if he's not in the WWE. So it's not Dwayne elevated the company. No, the company elevated Dwayne. Cena doesn't get to be in movies if he's not in the WWE. Do you see the cycle? Just because you made it out of WWE into Hollywood and became bigger doesn't mean that you took the company to new heights. No. The reason why you're at those heights is because of the company. Yes, you've put in your own hard work. Yes, you've sacrificed your body. Yes, now it's time for you to reap the benefits. But for you to reap those benefits, you were supposed to be and were in a company. Hulk Hogan, for me, one of the best characters that we've ever had, until his personal issues came in and interfered with the glory of what is supposed to be the greatest babyface in the WWE. We need to learn to separate from Hulk Hogan and Terry. Terry caught multiple times with a recording basically saying that he has a problem with his daughter dating a, well, a nigger. That is the that is the that is the equivalent of saying the K word in South Africa. So it doesn't get more racist than that. But what upset me the most is the fact that, and I know it's two wrongs, they don't make it right at all. It's two wrongs that don't even get to make that. Hulk Hogan, politics ruined the character Hulk Hogan. His racial stance on things ruined the character Hulk Hogan. Everything that Terry did in his personal life basically impacted the character Hulk Hogan. So growing up, you would have a certain image. This is where kayfabe is very important. Certain image of Hulk Hogan. This is Hulk Hogan. You'd expect whatever Hulk Hogan is doing to be whatever Terry preaches and lives by, but it's not. It's a character that he plays. This man outside of the ring, very one-track minded, very racial, and everyone has a good story to tell about somebody. And I cannot expect people to just stand back and not defend the guy. But I hate the fact that we're looking over the fact that Hulk Hogan was a character. Hulk Hogan was a character. You get people on the internet today going, Hulk Hogan shaped a lot of people. Yes, Hulk Hogan did shape a lot, but he was playing a character. He was an actor. Who was he in real life? Is that something to be celebrated? Is that something to be taking homage to? If we're going to be able to celebrate Hulk Hogan and overlook the fact that he has some racial issues and has obviously an issue with black people, can we then look over the fact that Chris Benoit maybe had mental issues? And we say to the WWE, you know what? Bring back Chris Benoit's matches. Chris Benoit was a better wrestler than what Hulk Hogan was. Hulk Hogan was a bigger superstar, but Chris Benoit, with his in-ring talent and his in-ring awareness, was a better wrestler than Hulk Hogan ever was. Is it then right for us to say, don't look, step away from whatever Chris Benoit as a character achieved in the ring, let's celebrate that. And whatever he did outside, let's leave it. This is basically what the WWE is doing right now. They're celebrating a man who's been caught multiple times with the most shittiest acts that you can ever think of. And we're being forced. We know these things have happened. I don't mind them putting up a person passed away. Everybody has to have some sort of remorse. But I hate the fact that it's been glorified that this man has a past of racial issues. And he didn't even apologize for saying those words. He basically apologized for getting caught. So for me, it gets very tricky. It gets to a point where the WWE starts getting a bit murky for me. That's why I'm saying when they've been supporting, when they've been playing vignettes of this guy, I literally did not know how to feel about it. Is it the fact that they don't care whether he was a racist, or they don't feel that him being racist didn't deserve him to never even set foot in a WWE ring? So for me, it became very, very hard to watch the product. It became very hard for me to consume the product. Does it not matter the lives that he has affected with this obviously racist rant that he had? Everyone is coming out. Kevin Nash is saying, no, think about his kids, think about this. The person that was dating Hulk Hogan's daughter at the time, did we think about how he felt when he heard this? Do we even know the person's name? Do we even know how it impacted him being called a 7 foot, 8 foot nigger? Like, do we get the impact that it has? Why are we supposed to understand how our reaction to Hulk Hogan's death is holding Hulk Hogan's family, but we don't understand how it impacted the black community or the black fans that till day in and day out still watch WWE? And I'm not one to make things about racial issues, because I understand that racial issues will forever be a part of us. From slavery in the United States to apartheid in South Africa, racial tensions will always be there. But just because somebody was a big superstar doesn't neglect them from the fact that they need to face backlash. He's not gonna face backlash. He faced it when he made that appearance in Los Angeles and he got booed out of the stadium. Totally deserved, because of his actions, because of the person that he had turned into. Why are we glorifying these things? Why are we trying to make excuses for these people? If you're gonna be straightforward and take off Chris Benoit's videos from your library and never play anything from him, fine. Take off Hulk Hogan's because he's also a racist piece of shit. Take off all his content off of the W. Don't ever allow him to come into the wrestling arena because of his outside impact. But yet we still have videos of this man getting played. We still have people coming onto the internet defending his actions. It's very easy to defend when you're standing from a point of privilege. But once you're the person that has been affected by such racial slurs, that has been subjected to such discrimination because of your skin color, my man, it gets very personal very fast. So when someone says, no, get over it, it's something that happened a long time ago, he asked for forgiveness. He didn't ask for forgiveness. He said he's disappointed in himself. He only apologized for getting caught. It had nothing to do with what he had said. He didn't even, I would say to a certain extent, get the impact of that video that came out, the recording that came out. But yet we're still celebrating him and in some way trying to thank him for making the W. I will never thank Hulk Hogan for where the WWE is today. If we take out Hulk Hogan in the WWE today, we'll be perfectly fine. There will be no need for anything. There will be no need for us to in any way be all sympathetic and try to obviously understand and say, no, he was. No. If we take out Hulk Hogan from wrestling history, nothing's going to change. We still have The Undertaker. We still have Stone Cold Steve Austin. We still have Dwayne The Rock Johnson. We still have RVD. We still have Ric Flair. We still have Triple H. Where in the spoke of wheels that I just spoke about do you see Hulk Hogan fitting in and making it bigger? I won't thank him. I'm sorry. This is my opinion on it, and I've been trying my best to then, in a way, put it in a way that it doesn't come off so bitter or so angry. But I hate the fact that this man has been glorified for what he has been put people through with his racial slurs. And I hate the fact that I had to spend so much time explaining myself as to why I will never in any way take the success of WWE and put it onto one person. I cannot. The other thing that I wanted to get into, I think, was SummerSlam. Now night one is done. Cody, what is this? I've lost my train of thought. Seth Rollins is the new World Heavyweight Champion. We have new women's tag team champions in Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, so it'll be interesting to see who's gonna betray who at this point in time. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso obviously had a good night, or managed to defeat Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. We also had Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre coming out on top to defeat Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. And yeah, a great first night for SummerSlam. not a bad night. They said Cardi B would be the host. I don't know what she was hosting because she just came out and read from a teleprompter and went into the crowd. I don't know why we're still considering things like that as hosting, but I guess that's what we're doing. Um, my one worry is Gunther. I'm like coming out of SummerSlam. I'm just worried about Gunther. I don't think he will get the chance to obviously. Well, he has a lot of time, and he can maybe come back and try and defend the World Heavyweight Championship and try to retain it once again. Um, Roman Reigns is said to be filming soon, so I don't know how many returns we're gonna be getting from them. It's so hard for me to try and stay positive at this point in time because of the run that I just had. But how many returns is Roman Reigns having this year? And obviously, with this being in his rearview mirror, what are his plans? Is he gonna be a full-time Raw superstar, or is he gonna be a full-time SmackDown superstar? It'll be very interesting to see where they go with this. An underwhelming match between Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. Sami Zayn obviously coming out on top, and he's saying basically at the end of the match that it's over. He's done with Karrion Kross. It'll be interesting to see what's next for both of them now. And now we just look forward to night 2 of SummerSlam. You guys will just let me know how you feel about SummerSlam and some of the topics that we've covered so far here in the episode. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Follow me on all socials. It's at Simon Says Wrestling on TikTok and on Instagram. It's at triple dot. It's Says triple dot wrestling on X. Thank you all so much for the love. Thank you all so much for the interactions that we've had. It's now a new month. Obviously a new goal. If we can, let's just try to push up the subs to 80 subscribers by the end of August. So please, guys, hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up. Let's get more into the algorithm. Let's go back to posting videos as often as possible because laziness does tend to kick in once in a while. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and you've made it this far. Hit the like button. It's completely free. Hit the subscribe. Let's talk. And as always, Simon Says Wrestling. Peace.